Joining me now from Shanghai is Bill Russo. He's the founder and CEO of Automobility Ltd. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you, Gerald.
Oh, good. So we're seeing fully automated vehicles being tested in Shenzhen and Beijing now. What's the next step before we see such driverless vehicles fully roaming the streets in China?
Well, what's accelerating the developments here in China is you've got a very vibrant ecosystem at the local level that is investing both in the technology for the autonomous vehicle as well as in the infrastructure. And in China, there's a large component of the movements are being driven by the shared economy, both for people movement as well as for goods delivery. And the economics of the business of movement is actually positive force for accelerating the development of these technologies. When you combine that with the creation in China of 40 cooperative vehicle infrastructure system zones that are piloting these technologies, it really acts as an accelerating force for the commercialization of this tech.
Right. Now, Bill, we heard in that report really focusing on the safety aspect of robot vehicles. Is that something the public still needs convincing? Because, I mean, the industry would like to push the idea that automated cars could be even safer than those with humans behind the wheel.
Yeah, I think the single biggest risk factor in any traditional mobility device, automobile, is the human error associated with the accidents, and fatalities are usually caused by a human error of some form. Autonomous vehicles basically are using intelligence built into the machine to anticipate movements and make accurate assessments of how to make a risk-free driving experience, an automated driving experience. So I think the convincing has to come through the testing and the validation and the deployment of vehicles in both the service for people movement as well as in the service for goods movement, because I think both lanes can be the way for people to experience this technology.
Right. And where do Chinese companies stand in comparison with other car makers in developing autonomous vehicles?
Well, first of all, this is a very localized environment. You have city governments that are actively regulating and promoting the technologies as showcases of their smart city program. That actually is an accelerator in another way, because you basically have all of the vehicle to infrastructure in place that assists the vehicles that are performing an autonomous function. So roadside units, intelligent transportation networks, cloud-based infrastructure, that's something China's very good at, is building out these types of infrastructures to support the commercialization of the technology at the local level. But you also see very strong companies emerging in China. You mentioned Shenzhen. One of the leaders in that field is AutoX. They recently, just 2 weeks ago, deployed in China the first fully driverless, without safety driver vehicle into an urban environment. And the urban conditions of autonomous driving are much more challenging than highway or suburban conditions. So I think we're going to see the feasibility of this technology to be commercialized probably within the next 3 years.
Right, and very quickly, where do you see the technology going? I mean, where will it make the biggest impact in our lives?
Well, the vast majority of movement in China is done on wheels that are not owned by individuals. The economics of movement are going to be favorable for the commercialization of this technology. When we're in an autonomous vehicle, we don't have to manually actuate it anymore. So we basically get back our time. As passengers in an autonomous vehicle, we become productive users of services and vehicle, which is why the internet economy is so aggressively moving in this direction.
Right. Well, Bill Russo of Automobility Ltd., we thank you for your time.
Thank you.